Hello everyone, my name is Banele and Tk. I'm sitting with TK Sabotoma. We are your hosts for a new twisty show. We will tell you about it in a bit, but we're bringing you guys into the industry. We will be talking about movies, theater productions, and the whole shebang.
That we are. This is the Cinema Club. Like Bunny B just said, we will be speaking everything about South African film, South African television, and South African theatre. And we are going to break it down in a way that it's not really done often. We'll be going deeper into the makings of the movie. So, director choices, production design choices, performance choices, all of it. So we'll be really breaking down the movie for you guys, so for you guys to understand what it really takes to make a movie, a TV show, and a theater production. So
we are going to be breaking everything into analysis. So we'll give you guys everything in the background, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Today we will be starting with a movie though. Mm-hmm. And the movie is an award-winning An award-winning, international award-winning.
Yes, it is.
International film.
A local film.
Local film.
Internationally
recognized. Academy Award-winning, internationally recognized film. And it's one of our best, I won't lie, when I watched it. Goosies.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Goosies?
It's Goosebumps. That's how
we will be watching and analyzing Tsotsi, the 2005 crime drama movie directed by Kevin Hood, based off of Ethel Fugard's novel of the same name, starring Presley Chweneyagae, Terry Petho. Who else? Kenneth Ngozi, Zola's in it.
What was the point of asking me?
Because I forgot.
It's fine.
Who else is in it?
You said everyone that I know. I'm not good with names. I'm good with the character names. I got you on there.
That's terrible. Alright, cool. Let's get into it, yeah? Can we do that?
So the first thing I noticed when I pressed play was the sound. The vibe
100%.
was it.
100%.
Kwaito.
Yes.
It's giving gangster, it's giving South African, it's giving deep Kasi vibes.
They used... What I like about it is that they also used Zola's songs.
The best Kwaito artist.
Zola's songs, and he's also in the movie, which is pretty dope.
Yes!
Which is pretty dope.
I love
so that was pretty cool.
I love that too.
Yeah.
That was a vibe.
What else did you notice?
I noticed the theme of centralness. Like everything was centered. Mm-hmm. So when they started off, they are playing a game. And they're all sitting around this round thing. Mm-hmm. Very Tsotsi thing also to play a game. Every corner.
Okay, but what game were they playing? Don't just say they're playing it. What they were playing?
If I say it in closer, you're gonna be like, "What are you saying?"
They were playing Uno.
They were playing dice games. I don't know what it's called in other people's languages, so I'm gonna think it's a dice game. This is gonna be international. People must know. So this dice game is like vibes of do you gamble?
They were gambling.
Okay.
They were gambling.
Okay, it was gambling apparently.
Mm-hmm. And then.
Within the gamble, the film moves into a train shot directly down the middle. It's showing Joburg CBD. It's showing the center of the shot being the train coming in. Everything works out in the train. I don't want to spoil it, but there is a moment where
it's a 2005 movie. If you have not watched it by now,
here we go.
That's crazy business. In 2005.
Hence why we're giving spoilers.
Award-winning movie. There's no way that you have not watched it 20 years later.
So I can't be spoiling this for you guys. I'm just analyzing, so I have to have specifics to the analysis. Mm-hmm. So the center of the train, you see a guy and they stand around him. That's another central thing that's happening. They stand around him and the blow that kills him is on his center of his chest. So I noticed all of this because I'm like, okay, Joburg CBD, centered is the train, centered in the train are the dudes around the guy, killing him, chest, everything is centered. They move into the station, and they are placed as Tsotsi in the center of this busy station. Okay, they are Tsotsi. Let me not put them. Like, you know, like it's such an aggressive term. I'm just like, Tsotsis, so they don't come after me after this. Love and light! So they're in the center of a big station, and they centered because they have to see everything.
Park station.
Yes, it was Park Station. I'm not sure. I wouldn't know. So they centered because they can see everything. So that to me spoke of on the entire theme of the film being seeing things from different perspectives. Because there's a lot of good and bad.
There's a lot of good and bad.
There's a lot of so you have to watch it with an open mind, not to judge at first go, because a lot unfolds and a lot is discussed. What do you notice the first time you watch?
What are we getting into now?
That was just theme. You can just throw in. I
mean, for me, the theme has always been about the movie itself. It's about survival. You know, it's about making money the best way you know how to in the circumstances that you are in. You know, we see how they live, how all of them live, and especially the main guy Tsotsi. We see how he lives. You know, where they're from and what have you, and you know what he does to make money.
So it was set post-apartheid. So the survival in that is having to deal with the Group Areas Act and how black people were living in South Africa at the time.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from.
That's social, political, socio-economic. You know, the way that they were just living. It's just black people trying to make it. You know, trying to get by.
Those circumstances were tough. So I understand why it's full-on survival.
100%.
And what I like about that is that it goes into a moment where he's running, and then it shows him, and then he's a baby.
And then it shows,
and then you realize it was like
flashbacks,
a long-term circumstance that he had to deal with. To get to where he was.
And it's to this day, it's still the reality of many South Africans if you really deep it, you know?
It is.
So,
Not even if you deep it, it is.
It actually is. The movie still holds relevance to
it does.
To this day.
That's why we brought it in. Don't forget where we come from, because Tsotsi shows it all.
100%. So what are we getting into first? Are we going to get into performance first, or what do you watch?
Let's get into performance, because Goosies.
Okay.
What did you think about the performances?
The performances were great.
Who was your number one? Let's start there.
My number one was Presley Chweneyagae as Tsotsi.
Okay.
Like throughout, from the beginning, right? He says his first words in in 15 minutes into the movie, right? And I was just like, that is so powerful, because throughout the intro of the movie, and the intro of the movie is like really the most important part of the movie. Is your audience gonna stay? Your audience gonna go, right? The first 15 minutes of the movie, he does not say a peep, but the performance, he's so goosey.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm not doing that again.
We do it
anyway. This until he speaks, he holds presence, you know what I mean?
Because of his stillness.
Yes, and his quietness, but you can see that he is the guy, he is the leader, he is...
I won't lie, he has my heart.
The movie goes through him, and that is just... That was pretty dope.
He has my heart.
That was pretty dope for me.
As you're speaking on his stillness, there's breath work that goes into stillness. There's eye contact that goes into stillness. Like the way he shifts his body language, it makes the watcher want to know what's going on in his mind. And you see his thought process through his eyes. That's how great of an actor he is.
100%.
So Presley,
shout out.
You see this?
Shout out.
You're an OG.
Shout
and
out.
The young kids.
Also, you know what? There's another actor that I am going to Jujo.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Unfortunately.
For me, it was.
Not Kenneth Ngozi. What? Huh? Oh.
Yes.
Why did you have to whisper?
Because I can't say that.
Why did you have to whisper?
Can't say it.
Jeremy Fugenga.
Yes.
Kamaketa.
What was his character name? Because I want to work with that.
What was his character
He didn't
name?
have a character name, guys. There's so much silence in the movie that you miss so many character names. So he was the guy in the station that is homeless.
Yes.
He's on a wheelchair. He lost his legs. He was a miner before, and he was paralyzed in the mines.
Yes.
And he has a face off with Tsotsi. And when I tell you, thank you. Oh, I love this. Goosies.
Terrible.
That stand down between Tsotsi and the homeless man, and he's scared and he's pissing himself. And
when he follows him through Joburg CBD, when they leave, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then they have the accident over there, and then that's when he tells them about, and then he kicks the money away. I was like, hey yo.
Everything was in the eyes. It's in the eyes, Chico. Everything was in the eyes. He was crying, he was going through so much emotion, but as the viewer, you go with him because you understand what he's going through. You're scared as well because Tsotsi is very... I want to say this before we get further. He's a good-looking Tsotsi, but he is scary. His eyes, very scary, but he's good-looking. So it's like, I'm scared. Do you get me? So for the guy... You don't get me because you're a guy, but his eyes are like brown and beautiful. He has a specific pretty face, let me say that. He has a pretty face, but he also has aggression behind his eyes. Like it brings out... You see him and you're like, okay, he is a Tsotsi. But like you can excuse him a little because I feel like I understand why they casted him. Because as a viewer, you're mad at the fact that he's a Tsotsi. You see everything, but then you get to know his story and then you have empathy for him.
Okay.
His looks make the empathy easier to land. I won't lie. The second it started, I was like, okay, he's a gangster, but like, you know, let's see what.
But he's a good guy.
Like, let's see what's going on. He doesn't look like too aggressive. So you give him the pardon before you find out his story. You wouldn't get this. You wouldn't get this.
I hear what you're saying.
Ladies out there, you get me. Come now, back me up in the comments. He's fighting me. I can tell it. Say what you want to say. Tell me you didn't have empathy for him.
You made me lose my train of thought. But I had empathy for him throughout the movie, not how he looks, but the choices that he makes.
And you'd say that because you're straight male.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, fine.
I don't think that I just...
Fine. I thought his looks helped him get the pardon.
I say that because I'm a filmmaker.
The empathy. Okay, filmmaker. I am an actor, and I think
I am too.
He looks good, and I could pardon him because of that as well.
So then you are saying say they casted somebody that was not good looking, you are not going to pardon that actor or that character, even if they went through the same journey.
That's apples and pears now. That's apples and pears now. I say that because I'm saying it added to me pardoning him.
Okay.
So it's not going to take away now that there's someone who looks different. You're still going to pardon them because of their story. But Presley's face helped him for me.
So
I was enjoying it because I was like, what beautiful eyes.
You pardoned him.
From a woman's perspective, we see someone's face and you'd be like, oh, what beautiful eyes.
Okay.
You know?
So if you didn't have beautiful eyes,
I'd still pardon him because of his story. But like now, Presley had that extra spice.
So you had
extra spice in what went out to the whole meal was not nice.
So with somebody else, you are going to watch the entire movie and then pardon them when their story changed. But with Presley, you pardoned him from the beginning because of his eyes.
I'm gonna take that.
Is this how you're watching movies, guys?
I'm gonna take that.
Is this the way that you're watching movies?
I'm gonna take that.
This is how you're watching movies?
I'm gonna take that.
As a country?
Yeah.
As a people?
Yes! Tell him, guys!
No, fair.
Tell him.
I hear you.
Okay. Let's take it here. How did you feel about seeing Terry's character?
What do you mean?
The second you saw, before you knew her story, how did you feel when you saw her character?
So now that adds on not only how she looks, but how she was dressed too. Because
Sure.
you look at how everybody else was dressed in the movie.
Sure.
She was the one with the brighter colors. And for me, that represented she is the light in this grim world. And you also see it in
Especially
the character.
her plays.
In her characters, exactly, especially in her plays. And you also see it with how the character, how we meet the character and how we get to know who this character is, you know,
Right.
wanting to take care of the baby. And you know, wanting to actually take the baby, not just take care of the baby.
I want you to take
wanting
away.
to
I need you to
take
take
the baby.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So that's how I saw her when I first met the character.
Oh, you were just looking at her clothes first. You didn't notice she was gorgeous.
Terry Petro is gorgeous, regardless. It
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter. But I'm not saying that the first time I see her, oh, yes, she's this type of character. But also, it's a thing of you've got 4 male characters and this one lady character, and you look at how the movie is. You look at how the movie begins also, and how she's introduced, regardless of who that actress would be.
Fair.
You would know from jump that this particular character,
Yes.
this is that character's
Yes.
role in this world.
Okay, now hear me when I say this, ne? You mentioned all of the colors, all the flashy stuff that you saw in her world. Tsotsi's world was bland, plain.
Yes.
His face had to bring it up. You get what I'm
Oh
saying?
my God. Going back to the face.
It had to. Like, it couldn't just be a plain person. He was casted for a reason. His eyes are gorgeous and they
Like I
speak,
said,
and
it
people
is-
would focus on
It
them.
is a visual medium, and
Exactly.
you do get, because I mean, you know this too as an actor.
That's
as
what I'm
actors,
saying.
We do get cast on not only
That's
on performance,
exactly what I'm
but
saying.
on how we look.
But you mad
Yeah.
now.
I'm not
'cause
mad.
I called him cute.
It's just the way that you put it. But I'm not
It's
mad,
exactly
though.
what you're saying now.
Can I have a sweet?
You may have a sweet.
Thank you very much.
You need a sweet so you can be sweet. She do that.
That's
He's
terrible.
mad at Presley just because
That's
he's good
terrible.
looking.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say. Anyway, we were still speaking about
Yeah,
performance.
just
We're still speaking about performance, right? And the actor that I wanted to mention is Zenzo Ngoba.
Playing?
Butcher. And I'm so sorry if I butchered your surname, of which I probably did, big dog, but you know what? It's all respect. It's all love. It's all respect. I like the way that he played the aggressive, the aggressor, rather, let me say that, in the group, right? He's should now ask questions later.
Got you.
He's very, and I liked that. I like the way that how he played that role compared to how Tsotsi played his role, or how Tsotsi is as a character, because I saw so many similarities between the two, and especially with the way that they dressed. You know,
Okay.
The
So there's the dress code?
The dress code, and also you can really also say a little bit of just the way that the two characters are built. They're both quite similar, right?
That's true.
And it's just that Tsotsi is far more calculating, is far more calm, is far more reserved. And then you get Butcher, who is so over the top and eccentric and what have you. So the similarities are so close, but the differences are also so stark. And
You have just sparked something big in my brain, and my brain is twerking, sir.
okay.
When you say that, do you realize that when he killed Butcher, he totally killed that aggressive side to him? Because everything that happens after that is Tsotsi trying to become
be a better man.
person with so much more empathy than he had before. When Butcher was alive, he still had that aggression in him, right?
Yeah.
Soon as he died, aggression gone.
Yeah.
So there's probably a reason why they casted him that way, and there's a reason why they dressed him so similarly, because Butcher is like the darker side of Tsotsi. Hence why he had to kill him to change his life. And immediately after
And he
killing
didn't
him,
kill John. He let John live.
because what was John as the friend? Wait.
No, John was the guy that was being kidnapped.
But like, you know what?
Not kidnapped, being held hostage.
Yes. If we focus on his friend group, everyone had a certain part they played in his makeup as a person, in his character. So the best friend is like home. It's like his I would say his root.
Which guy?
The best friend, the one that they grew up together. I didn't get the names, guys. Everything moves so quick.
You said you know the name of the characters.
Yeah, but like his name didn't come up. I know Butcher because he was like, you shot Butcher. He was the specific person who called Butcher for the first time, and I was like, oh.
And then there's also Boston.
Who's Boston?
So Boston is the other light-skinned bro that
got beat up. Yes. The other guy now.
I see who you're talking about.
The best friend that grew up with him. He's, yes.
I hear you.
Yes, he's more like the home grounded version of him. So all of his friends were like a part of him.
Pieces of him.
And notice how when he lost him, you could see emotion behind his eyes. You could literally see that Tsotsi is like, oh my gosh, my best friend is just joining another gang.
Shut out.
Full 360. Is it a 360 or 180? When someone
technically it should be a 180, but people say 360 because now if it's a 360, just going back to
who you were being 180. Full 180 on his character. And next to someone's saying something.
What? Is Ghost Lady saying something? Can I say Ghost Lady?
Oh, sorry. Wow.
Sorry. So now what's next? What do you want to speak about?
Light.
I love the lighting of the movie.
Sir, the lighting in this film was so specific and so curated for the viewer. Yes.
A lot of blue.
So the one thing I noticed with the lighting to begin with is that everything was sort of a neutral, darky tone. Mm-hmm. And that to me brought like, nostalgia from like back in the day where everything was like a brownish, offish tone. Back in the day. He's so specific with his English. So all of those darker, brown, offish tones give out a bit of a nostalgic, older film look. And I really enjoyed that. So that's on the grading team, the color grading team.
The color grading team, they cooked.
They cooked.
100%. And it wasn't so in your face also. Like it wasn't the way like Mexican movies are portrayed.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
It was it was a specific South African look.
Yes.
Because even Unzinwes and Sui's were used like the same color grading and palettes. Do you remember that show? Never. Let's put that aside.
But going back to the lighting, right? There's a specific scene where the three guys are they're chilling, waiting to rob the house again.
Outside.
Right?
Yes.
And then you get that light that's just illuminating on them, but then everything else is dark. And that is it can mean so many things at once, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, practicality, like this is the house that we're looking at, right? This is where we're going to rob, right? But then it also, for me, what I also picked up, it represents, that light represents the future, so to speak, right? So
in what way?
So they're going to rob this broro for what? For money. For money to do what? To better themselves and to better their future. Like it's what they're doing is in a negative way.
Yeah.
But for them, it's the only way for them to move forward, so to speak. So it's also that light represents, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't want to say moving forward. That's not. And also,
I get where you're going.
Future is not really the word that I'm also looking for, but
it represents the hope.
You can say that. Yeah, you can say that. You can say it also represents hope for them because.
I get you, because also the background around them, everything
else is dark, but it's just the light on them three.
Deep.
It's just so I
get you.
Chef's kiss on the gaffer.
And the most beautiful
Shout out to the gaffer.
The most beautiful thing about the film, they didn't just use one source of light. They used natural light, which is the sun. They used obviously
they used the sun
VFX light. Yes. Yeah. They used what is this thing? Lamplight, a candlelight. They use the candlelight. And all of these light sources that they use are to draw the viewer to focus on that specific character that's in shot.
100%.
And they do it so effortlessly and so beautifully. So many shots inside Tsotsi's place where they just use the light. And it also just sinks in with the emotion because you just see dust particles moving and you're just like, this guy. Like you feel like you understand him because there's such emptiness in his life, and then you just get that one stream of light that comes into his apartment. And that's the light of the hope that you just picked up on.
Could be like his silver lining.
Look at us. Oopsies. I get you. I get you.
You get it, right?
I get you.
100%.
You guys get us?
I hope you get us. I hope you get us. I hope you get us.
Another thing
about the directing also.
Directing. Ooh, the directing by the train. The directing by the train, guys. Do you know how difficult it is to direct people?
The choreography of everything.
With having
out, everybody moving in.
Yes.
The way that they snake through the crowd in the train.
Crossing camera. Ooh, director. Yes.
Gavin Hood.
Yes. Yes. We're giving you your flowers today, Gavin, because that's not easy. As people who have been on sets that have background, that's not easy. And everything was choreographed to the gods.
Yeah.
Everyone had a place, and the specificity of those spaces could show on the screen because you could see if someone's not in line. But there, everything just moved effortlessly. People
and
crossing frame but not blocking the actors.
Not only in the train, also at Park Station.
Yes, that's where they were crossing frames. But they weren't blocking the actors. Like, guys, there's so many moving pieces, but you could see the actors clearly.
The focus was still on the actors. They just came into the world so seamlessly. Like, they made it so beautiful, and that's
so
why.
Real.
That's why
so real.
Extras and background artists are so important.
Very important.
And that's why they're so important because they fill up the world the way that it needs to be.
And on the train, you know, sometimes when you look at background actors and you're like, that person looks so awkward, or that person looks like they want to laugh. Those background actors were top notch.
They were top notch.
They were serious. Especially when the Tsotsis move around the guy.
Yeah.
And then there's one who looks, but then is not bothered because it's like a normal Monday.
This is what's you
just looked and then you looked away.
I've got places where I need to be.
Gotta go to work. I said yes, background. Yes, they're so important.
No, that was dope.
They're so important.
The angles that they were using also. It's just. One thing that I also noticed is that a lot of the times when we saw Tsotsi alone,
yes,
it was always like on an extreme wide. And that could also signify how he is alone in this
vast,
in this crazy world, in this big, like you have all your friends there, but every time you see him when he's by himself, it's always this wide,
extra wide to show the world around
wide,
him.
Before we come into the close-ups and the extreme close-ups and the MCUs and all of that, you know.
Yeah.
So that's also one thing that I noticed. There's this shot. I die.
Tell me about it.
I die for this shot. I die for this shot.
What was it?
Every single time. It goes back to where they were going to rob John at his house, right?
Okay.
They're all running in.
Yeah.
So of course Tsotsi ran in first.
Yes.
Now he's in the garage. John gets out of the car. He feels the gun. He feels Tsotsi's gun on the back of his head.
Yes.
There's this zoom.
Magical. And you know that zoom, that's exactly how your stomach feels because you're just like, shit.
Yo.
So not only was the way it was shot throwing the viewer into the story. Camera angles and the zooms. The actors, the script. The empty script was it for me.
I wish you guys would just.
Please rewatch it.
You guys need to rewatch it. You guys need to rewatch it.
People across the world who see this,
watch it again. Watch it again
for the
and
first
just.
time, you'll see why it was a nominee. Did they win?
They won. What do you mean a nominee?
They won.
Academy Award
literally.
The Academy.
That's the reason why.
Look.
Magic.
What an incredible movie.
Incredible. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, sorry, before we move on from the extremely wide shots, Extremely wide shots are used to not only show the world of the play, but to also show the vast depth that someone is in. Because remember when they shot with the detectives looking at this big space where they like, where are we gonna find this child? Where are we gonna find this guy? And it was a huge community, cramped up because of the Group Areas Act, and it just showed all of that, so that the viewers are just like, okay, this is hectic. This is gonna be a difficult job for them. So it just
That's a good point.
So much was unscripted but fitted into the visuals of the film, and I think that is top notch. That takes talent.
And going back to scripted, the words that are not said. The words.
Don't talk to me about it.
But now that also goes back to performance, and the words that are not said, the words that acting.
That's
acting is reacting, right?
Unsaid said scripture. That unsaid said dialogue between Tsotsi and John.
Yes. Even just those moments, even if it's not with John, with the other actors.
Yes.
It's
Everyone used their eyes well. Everyone used their depth well. The body language, the breathing. That is what puts meaning behind unscripted dialogue.
Yeah.
Because you look at the person, and as a viewer, you don't know what they're saying to each other because you don't know the world of what they're going through.
Yeah.
But because you're watching with them and you see where it's going, you know exactly what they're saying with the eyes.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Yes.
Guys.
Yes.
Please watch Tsotsi.
Watch it.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Go find it and go watch it. All right. It's really one of the gems that we have produced as the South African film industry.
Yes.
Like I said, it won an Oscar for Best Foreign Film. Gavin Hood is just an incredible director. Presley Chweneyagae and co.
Amazing actor.
I just, so out of 10, what would you recommend?
Before we get there, we need to give props to the art directing team.
Actually, production design, the way that they built that world. Actually.
The one thing that stood out for me when it comes to props and the world and telling the story through the art is the woman's art pieces in her apartment. Specifically, for those who haven't watched, there's a lady who Tsotsi follows because she's carrying a child, and he needs her to take care of the baby that he now is stuck with from the car heist that he did. So we go into her apartment and it's bright, it's beautiful.
Apartment?
We go into her place. I don't want to say shack because that's so mean.
But that's where they live. That's their world.
People can watch it.
It is her shack.
It's her place.
It's her shack.
And her place is bright, just like TK said. Her clothing also was bright.
Yes.
But she had two art pieces hanging. One was created with rust, like rusted tins and all of that. She placed it so beautifully and she creates this art. One was the rust and the one was glass in different colors.
Yes.
And then when he asks her, like, why did you do with this rust? Why? She was like, I was so sad, my world was dark. And when I realized Tsotsi's entire apartment is that rust.
It's rust, yeah.
It looks like that rust.
Yes.
And then you get this colorful chandelier placed next to it. Wasn't a chandelier, I'm saying that.
I was about to say,
it was more like a wind chime type of vibe. It was like wind chimes with like the noisy little
yeah.
So the glass one with the colors, and she was like, I was so happy, I was in my happy place, and he's like, okay, but it's just glass, why would it be 50 rand?
Exactly,
and
it's like that's all you see. You just see glass.
I see on your face, because it was
Light.
reflecting on him, light, color, like a reflection from the sun. Guys, and that's the beauty she was seeing within him.
Oh, it goes into how
everything just intertwines.
Exactly.
Art intertwining with the story, the people. Yes.
Guys, please go watch the movie. Just go watch the movie. That's
out of 10.
That's all I can say.
I will give it infinity.
That's okay. Okay.
You better take that.
Okay.
Because in my heart, that's how I felt. I'm actually gonna watch it again because what do you mean?
Fair.
It'll be my 4th time watching.
Shout
but it will
out.
feel like the first time.
Shout out.
And I'm pretty sure I'll pick up more things as I watch.
As you watch.
Because
as you always do. As one always does with movies.
Easy. Oh, that film is busy. You just need to be a theater kid. You just need to be a film like critic and a film like lover to truly get it.
Yeah.
Like we're beaming right now because we got to analyze this amazing film. What do you rate it?
I'm gonna give it a more realistic rating.
Boring. Goosies are gone.
Look, for me, I'm torn between like 8 and 9 out of 10. So I'm just gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. And that is not terrible.
That is terrible.
That is not terrible. That is not
For the amount of goosies we had and the amount of excitement and vibes we had.
8.5, 9. 8.5. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like 8 wouldn't make sense like that. But
it's breaking my heart.
8.5, 9. Yeah, like it's
might as well slap.
You know,
I think 9.5. The way you were so excited, I feel like right now you just don't want to give it a big rating. 9.5. 9.4. 9.3. 9. And here's why. Okay.
And here's why, right? I understand it's 2005. Of course, times are different there.
Yes.
But the way that they spoke, I don't know. I just the way that they so.
I wouldn't relate because I don't speak the languages spoken,
right? Because the way that they mixed the Sotho Tswana with the Zulu.
Okay.
It's they would use one, and this is coming from a guy that speaks Pitori. So you know, like, how does that work? It doesn't. But yeah, just the way that they spoke specifically. I just it for me like. It was almost like some words were like out of place, or like they didn't have the specific word for this, so like it's like, now let's grab the Zulu word and then we continue the rest of the dialogue, Kasotho, or whatever the case is. And that's one thing that I don't want to say it bugged me, but it stuck up like a sore thumb.
As someone who understands the languages, you would.
Do you know what I'm saying?
See guys, this is why we need to learn all of our official languages, because I watched it and I was just reading subtitles. I missed all of that. So also yin yang. That's why the both of us are here.
Exactly.
To balance. You get me?
Yes.
But I feel you. That's fair. So that 1% was just in the language.
It's just that. Otherwise, what a movie.
10 out of 10.
Please go watch it.
10 out of 10.
Guys, please. Tsotsi, go watch it. 2005, directed by Gavin Hood. Won an Oscar. Best foreign film. Since then, we don't have any other movie that has won Best Foreign Film. So you know that Tsotsi is...
Don't say foreign, say international.
But that's what it is, it's Best Foreign Film.
And foreign is like...
Because it's foreign to them.
International.
It is...
International.
The Academy is an American thing, so anything outside of America is
international. Ugh, so mean. Okay, we'll say foreign for now.
Is it?
Anyway, guys, please let us know what we should watch next. Please let us know what you think you would like for us to break down and analyze.
100%.
Speak to us in the comments. How did you find this? This is the first time we're doing it, so we're gonna learn along the way.
100%.
And we hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed it. Welcome to the Cinema Club.
Welcome!
And we'll see you again when you see us again.
It will be a surprise, but we're coming back. Don't worry. Don't miss us.
Pull it, cut, and offer.